Welcome to Kuma's Kitchen and an early Merry Christmas. Yeah, this is it's a dish you could eat any time of the year, but I think it's especially going to have a little bit of a Christmas flavor to it. So, this is rice pudding, but this is not just ordinary rice pudding. I'm calling this Figgy rice pudding. Now, there's a reason for that. When I lived in Canada, we would go Christmas caroling in the neighborhood, and the first verse always goes, "We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas," on and on, right? And then the next verse goes, "Oh, give me some figgy pudding, oh, give me some figgy pudding." A figgy pudding is or also known as plum pudding, and could always have it, with some hard sauce. So when we sang this to the neighbors, sometimes we did get figgy pudding, other times we got cookies and cakes and things like that. Great fun. Well, what I've made here, I call it Figgy rice pudding because it's a little bit of a mixture between the two. Yeah, it's a rice pudding with a lot of figs and walnuts, some brandy in there. You bake it in the oven and it comes out, well, like that. Look at that. Oh, yes. I haven't even ever had a rice pudding like this one. Yeah, so this weird idea hit me just a couple days ago. I was thinking about rice pudding, and I was like, how can we make a change to it? Because you make rice pudding with raisins. I've never been a big fan of bloated raisins. I don't know why. I mean, they're okay when they're just raisins, but when they blow it up in cooking it, it's always been a bit of a turnoff to me. I know kind of why, but I'm not going to give you that gross story about living on the ranch. All right, so here, Figgy rice pudding. Oh, yeah. I mean, look on top. Got that nice, delicious looking crust. Oh, and the figs. Well, that is very, very good. Yeah. That's just about like a figgy pudding in a way, but with rice in it. Yeah, that is different and delicious, and you should be making this. So let's go in the kitchen and make this right now. All right, the day before is this very small prep to do because you're going to soak these overnight. So what we've got here, these are just part of the ingredients. More will be coming tomorrow. But here, we've got 1 cup of chopped up figs. As I've chopped about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch, or anywhere between 5 and 8 millimeters, and measures about a cup. Now, that comes from a bag of figs like this, which is about 6 ounces or 170 grams of figs in there. Chop them up like that, and you end up with this amount right here. Over here, I've got a 1/2 cup of chopped up, or broken, not very chopped, I guess, broken walnut, or walnut pieces. So, if they're big, I want to break them up. Let's see, that one there, we could go that in half. Break them up into smaller pieces like this, and that's perfect. So it's a 1/2 cup of walnut pieces, 1 cup of chopped up figs, and over here is 1/3 of a cup of brandy. All we're going to do is throw the figs, let's throw them in a bit of a larger bowl, along with the walnuts, and we're just going to mix that together a little bit. And now I'm going to pour in the brandy. Now, going to have to mix that every once in a while so everything gets to soak in the brandy. So, going to cover this, soak it overnight, but every once in a while, just turn that over. So, just before you go to bed type thing, turn over again. In the morning, give it another turn. That's it. It's not like you have to turn all the time, but every once in a while, just make sure that everybody gets to soak in that brandy and soak up that brandy. All right. Now, we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to make the pudding. All right, welcome back. Now, that's been soaking overnight. I stirred it a few times. Let's have a look. So this is our figs, walnuts, and brandy. And if we take a look inside, you can see that all the brandy has been soaked up. That's a lot of flavor in there. All right, so what I want to do now, I'm going to take a big bowl. I'm going to First of all, toss the rice. Oh, I guess we should go over the ingredients first. Yeah. All right, so the extra ingredients. We've got, well, we had the, from yesterday, right? You already got that down. And what we got here is 1.5 cups of cooked rice. Now, this is my short grain Japanese rice, a bit stickier. Works with all rice, really. So 1.5 cups of cooked rice, and that's cooled down. It was cooked yesterday. 1 cup of regular milk. Never go for the skim milk. Regular milk. And 1/2 cup of heavy cream. That's like a 35% butter fat. 2 eggs. And 1/2 cup of my favorite light brown sugar. So first thing I'm going to do is going to take the nuts and walnuts and whatever, a little bit of sauce is left in here. We're going to get it all in there. It's all deliciousness. All right, that's looking good. Oh yeah. Oh, that is so good. All right, then we toss in the rice. All right, get all that in there. And then what you want to do now is just breaking up that rice and mixing it well with the walnuts and the figs until as good as you can, especially with the Japanese rice. You really got to chop it up. It's really sticky and it takes a little breaking up. If you're using like a long grain rice, it's probably going to be easier. You're going to mix a lot quicker. So just kind of for about a minute here, I'm going to mix this all together. All right, look at that. It's all come together quite nicely. And I'll tell you, it's smelling fantastic in here. We haven't even baked these things yet. All right, so that's it. You mix that together. Now, let's put that off to one side. Gonna grab a smaller bowl. First thing I want to do is the 2 eggs. I want to crack them in here. 1. 2. And then just whisk up the eggs. Okay, once those are nicely whisked, mix in that cream, mix in the milk, mix in the sugar. All right. Let's give it a little whisk until all comes nicely together. That's looking good right there. So that's going to be our custard. And the rice pudding. Figgy rice pudding, that is. All right. So now all I got to do, take this, mix it into our rice, fig, walnut, brandy mixture. All right, that's looking good. Now mix it all together. All right. Shall we? I think so. Oh yeah. All right, don't do this in countries where your eggs aren't safe. I'm in Japan. Our eggs are totally safe to eat raw. Some places you can get salmonella. You may not want to do that. So don't always follow what I do when it comes to licking spoons. All right, so what I've got here is I've got 4, we call these kokota pots ramekins. So these are 4 regular sized ramekins. And what we're going to need now is we're going to spoon that in there. And what we need, which I didn't bring out here, is the ladle. So there we go. We've got the ladle. And just basically, and each time you want to make sure you're getting kind of an even amount of liquid and rice and things. There we go. That's it. We've got 4 ramekins full up with Oh, very nice mixture. All right. I was going to go in the oven over there at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 45 to 50 minutes. All right, those just came out of the oven, and look at that. So they're in there for 45 minutes. If your oven isn't quite run as hot, you might go 50 minutes. What you want, look at that crust on top there. Now, I'm going to break into that just to show you. You got this just crust on top, but then inside, kind of set like that. See? Pudding. All right, that is going to be absolutely, oh yeah, fantastic. Oh, lots of flavors there. Again, you get the figs adding a lot of flavor. A little bit of brandy that's soaked in. I wanted to make a point about the brandy too. It's not a fancy brandy. Look at this. Suntory brandy. You know, this cost me just over 900 yen, which is about, what, $7. It's not a fancy brandy. It's not a VSOP or anything like that. All you want is just a regular cooking brandy. All right. Get those in you. All right, if you like this recipe, well, do stick around and check out more original Kevin Riley recipes here on Kuma's Kitchen, and make sure that you are subscribed and click that notification bell because you never know what I'm going to come up with next. I don't always know what I'm going to come up with next. Now, go make these. Make for a Merry Christmas. That's, you know, that's a little ways away yet, but hey, time to start getting ready and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.